Well, as I'm headed out today, I am going to run over to a house that has been under contract because the people who wanted to buy it have their house up for sale. And at a certain period of time, we now have a kick-out clause. And I got to thinking, some of you may not know exactly what a kick-out clause is and how, if you're a buyer, it could be a benefit. And of course, if you're a seller, how you can use it as well. So I'm going to run over there and let's take a look at it, and I'll tell you exactly what it means. Okay, so we're here now, and I want to kind of tell you what a kick-out clause is if you're a buyer looking at houses right now. So first of all, if you're a buyer looking at houses right now and you find a house and the agent says it's under contract, but there's a kick-out clause. What that typically means is that the buyer who's already made an offer on the house has a house to sell, and if that house doesn't sell, they can't buy this house. So another buyer can come in and kick them out if the seller wants to take that offer. Now, there's some caveats to that. First of all, the first buyer has the option to remove the kick-out clause. So that means they could say, we don't have to sell our house, we still want to buy. But most of the time, people can't do that if they have a kick-out clause. It's because they have to sell their house. There's other reasons you could have a kick-out clause, but I'm going to say like 98% of the time it's because you have a house that you need to sell. So if you're a buyer out there looking, this can be a great way to get a great house, because if you make an offer, and then there's usually a time frame that the other buyer has, like 24 to 72 hours, where they have to either move forward or remove their kick-out clause, but you could become the primary. So like this house that I'm at today, that's what's happening. We have a kick-out clause, so you have the opportunity to kick them out if you so wanted to. I also want to talk to two other people that kick-out clauses can apply to. First of all, if you're the buyer with a house to sell, a kick-out clause gives you an opportunity to get your house under contract. Now, typically, if your house is already under contract, you don't have to have a kick-out clause, because that's not the purpose of it. It's when your house is active and the seller's taking a chance of whether your house will go under contract pretty quickly or not. So it can be a good way to get your offer accepted if you have a house to sell. You're not going to lose your earnest money, because if you if your house doesn't go under contract and someone kicks you out, then your earnest money is returned to you, because you've got that contingency that your house sells. Now, on the flip side, from a seller, you want to consider what you're selling, and is it most likely that somebody's going to have a house to sell? Because there's certain price points like this one that it's very common that the buyer is going to have a house that they have to sell in order to buy. So that's what we have here. And that, I just didn't want you to not know more about a kick-out clause, because it's kind of one of those gray, little bit like weird kind of situations that doesn't come up in real estate all the time, but just wanted you to know about it. I'm going to tell you the three things I love most about this house, just in case you're looking at it going, maybe I do want more. So one of the things I love is that it's a brick ranch, and it's got that long layout. It was built in the 70s, so very, very well built. It's on 10 acres, and of course we're right here in White, Georgia. So all of those things are my favorite.